Welcome to Kacky, a 1-month Trackmania event that is considered one of the hardest out there. Every year, mappers set forth to try and build a map that is far from a regular racetrack, where they require bugged physics, weird interactions, flawless driving skill, and occasionally an insane amount of luck to finish. Now, I had never really played Trackmania, but this year I tuned into Wirtual to get an idea about what Kacky was all about. I watched him easily fly through map after map, putting in an insane amount of time into a select few tracks before finally completing all 75 first.
We did it! We did it! We did it! We beat Kacky! We beat Kacky! Oh my god! Oh my god! Let's go!
I was there to witness a lot of his finishes, and the excitement drew me in to try it out for myself. I purchased the annual pass and loaded into my first races, oblivious to how hard this was actually going to be. I started out on easy green maps. The shorter the better, as I felt there was less for me to learn. For some reason, I fixated on map 364, just a couple of wall bounces. How hard could it be? Yeah, I had no idea what I was doing, but I was learning. Now, these maps only last for about 10 minutes before the server rotates into a new one. You see, this is a blessing and a curse. You have little time to push through and learn them, and if you get momentum, you could just lose it just like that. But you also don't go insane ramming your head into a wall every 10 seconds for an entire day. Now, this map rotated out, and I loaded it into map 365. A map of pure luck and endless start attempts. I saw the vision, but I could never really fully execute it. Many people saw this as a brain rot map, and I could see why. I knew given enough time, I could do it by pure probability. But as it rotated out, I was back to square one in a whole new map. Now, having seen these maps watching Wirtual, I had a general idea of their concepts, but knowing is only half the battle. Next comes the execution. I had seen the simplicity of 368 and felt like it could be something a day one Trackmania player could accomplish. But I had no expectations here. However, as the timer counted down, I got this run. A nearly bugged finish with a second to spare. I had gotten lucky, really lucky. The start of my Kacky journey begun here, and the dopamine of getting my first fin, it had me hooked. The next day, I threw a few attempts at 364, rotated into 365, and, well, I let the stars align one more time. Luck-based maps off the list. I couldn't stop here, and over the next week and a half, I pushed through Kacky with successes I had never expected. But how many maps can a noob finish in Kacky? I was set to find out. I have a concept of racing games, from Need for Speed to Forza, all the way to Fortnite's Rocket Racing mode, where at one point, I was in the top 150 players in the world. With 75 maps in Kacky, all using different skill sets and mechanics, I had a lot to learn. I traveled my way through the servers, seeing if any felt like they came naturally to me. A few made sense, and so I wrote them down on a post-it note next to my desk to track them when they rotated in. A few were tedious, a few I had no concept of their execution, others were just fun to try. Day 3 of playing Kacky, I felt confident, and the first map of the day to fall was map 371. As I learned the air braking strategy and how to get the flick, I was getting more attempts than ever. I knew eventually it would work, and it was with this run that everything lined up. A decent bounce, but a rough landing. This map was coined as Wirtual's worst Kacky finish in one of his videos, so I knew I had to keep my expectations low and just be happy to add another track to my completion list. But that's not where this day ended. Map 306 came up again, and I had been learning how to be patient with the mechanics of the car on this map. This map you can go patiently, but it hurts like crazy if you spend 2 of the 10 minutes on a run, only to fail at the very end. These moments suck, but they motivate you just as much. And after a few more attempts, I got this run. Two fins in one day. The vibes were up, but why stop there? Up came map 303. This map, it feels like Kacky to me. A giant QR code map that you somehow have to fly over with reactor boosts, all while keeping speed into the final section. Learning this map was tough, as reactors are an entirely foreign mechanic to me. Having just come off a few failed attempts on 302, I was not expecting a lot here. But could my first true run of this session show any promise? Yeah, I didn't expect that either. But thank God I held it together. I never have to play this map again. 5 maps in 3 days. I was on a roll I did not expect. I would be perfectly happy to have this many when the event is over at the end of the month. But with 2+ weeks to go, I knew I could get more. Make sure to subscribe to see just how far I can make it.